Alright, my friends, so welcome to my first official playthrough of my DIY board game, Warriors of Chance. Before I get started, disclaimer, this is still in the testing phase. It's towards the end of the testing phase right now, but I am still playtesting it. But because it's almost finalized, I thought that this might be a good time to do a playthrough of the entire game, just to kind of show you guys the dynamics of the game itself. What this is a numbers-based chance game, which means that everything is decided by a roll of the dice. You play with two d20s specifically here, and the point is, the basic point of the game is to get your character from point A to point Z. Right, moving down through the blocks. These blocks right here are called, of course, block battles. These blocks here, going down the side, are luck spirit battles. And then these two last blocks here are boss battles or god battles. The blocks, you're just rolling a number. Depending on what card you pull, you either roll one d20 or two d20s at once. Trying to beat the number, and then of course you have arrows on each block which represent whether you have to roll above the number or below the number. So you just have arrows all along here, above or below. These luck spirit blocks here all have characters in them, and these little figurines here are just they're D&D figurines. They're just repurposed, but you can buy these on Amazon. They're just Dungeons and Dragons figurines. And when you get to the luck spirit block, you'll roll your D8. You have a D8 here. You roll your D8 in correspondence with a card, and we'll get into how the cards work in a minute. But basically, when you get to the luck spirit battles, these characters will add abilities to your character, and then you can also collect gems and tokens from these battles down here. This last luck spirit battle is decided by a roll of a D3. And then this is called a dragon coin. And fun little fact, that's actually a pog. I don't know if any of you guys out there are 90s kids, but they used to make slammers like this that were just bronze I guess it's bronze plated. I don't know if it's actually bronze, but it's like a bronze coin and it has a dragon head on it, so I decided to repurpose it as an extra life coin. So that's down here in the last luck spirit block. I guess I should just go over the dice here. You have, like I said, you're mostly using two d20s. Depending on which card you pull, you either roll one d20 or two d20s. Then you have a d8. These two dice here are just used for determining your character's abilities. You put these; they're just two kind of. I think one's like a D12 or a D14, and one is a D, 16 or a D14 and a D16. I have a lot of rare D&D dice here, and these are just used to change numbers. You put these down here, and the numbers will change sometimes as you're going through the game, and you just use these as indicators for your characters. And then you have a D7 right here, and two D6s, and those are rolled together at the very beginning of the game. So basically, you have three different sets of cards here off to the side. This is the card slot. This big stack of cards right here is used for the block battles. So as you're making your way through the blocks, each block you'll pull a card off of the block battle deck right here. And the same thing for the luck spirits right here. The luck spirits also correspond to this slightly smaller deck right here. And then you have the two boss battles right here, or the two god battle blocks, and those correspond to the smallest deck of cards. These cards right here are actually Shaman Oracle cards. You can buy them on Amazon. I just repurposed them. And for the boss battles, they're cards 11, 22, 33, 44, and 55. For the luck spirit battles, they're cards 41 through 64. And the block for the block battles, the block cards, they're basically just the rest of the cards, 1 through 38. And then you also have these cards right here that you choose at the beginning of the game, and all of these have special abilities. And that's what these 3 cards are right here. They're special ability cards. These right here are just repurposed tarot cards. I just took a couple of tarot cards from 2 separate decks and repurposed. Everything you see here is repurposed. I mean, it was completely, I made it myself. You know, it's a DIY thing, so you have to take basically influence from everything that you see, and you have to be able to figure out, you know, use your imagination to repurpose everything. I mean, this is a calendar whiteboard. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a calendar whiteboard, and then everything you see is stickers. It's just all stickers, basically. So these 3 cards here, the red and white cards, the red and white tarot cards right here, this is what you use to select your character. Again, everything is based on chance, even the cards you choose at the beginning of the game. But this is your character card. This is what you use to determine what character you're going to use. And these 2 cards right here are ability cards, abilities that you get throughout the game. And then over here, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but over here, I guess I'll just move it for you guys. Over here you have a little container of gems and Tolkien's, right? It's supposed to be a play on token, obviously the word token, but I thought I'll just call them Tolkien's, right, for fantasy purposes. But these are just basically plastic gems. Again, you can get, they're like pirate treasure gems. You can get it on Amazon. And again, I have some repurposed pogs here that I used for the Tolkien's. And these are items that are granted to you throughout the game. And again, you know, as I play the game, I'll show you how these things are used. So yeah, you got your card slot over here for choosing all your cards, the gems and the Tolkien's, and then right here, the cards that you select at the beginning of the game. So the best way, obviously, to show you guys how this game works is to just do a playthrough and kind of explain things as I go along through the game. So, character cards and ability cards. So before you start the game, obviously, you're going to shuffle your cards. It's a little hard to shuffle 6 cards, I know, but you know, it is what it is. There are 7 character cards, and there's 6 each ability cards. So that you have a D7 and 2 D6s, and you'll roll these together before you start the game, the very first thing you do to start the game. Oh, and there's I forgot one dice here. There's a D5 down here, and the D5 is used for boss battles, and you just place that there in the boss battle slot. So, beginning the game, you're going to roll your D7 and your 2 D6s. And boom, like that. Okay, now each dice corresponds to a card. So, on my D7, I rolled a 5, so that's my character cards, and then this dice here corresponds to this set of cards. This dice here corresponds to this set of cards. So I rolled a 5, a 3, and a 3. Now for playthrough purposes, just today, because I'm just showing you guys the game, I'm going to pre-select basically my abilities and my characters, so I can just give you guys like a good overview of the game by selecting my favorite characters. Like I said, these are repurposed tarot cards. And what I've done is I've just selected a tarot card that kind of represents my character. Again, the characters that I'm using, I'll show you in a second, are just repurposed D&D characters that you can get on Amazon. But what I've done there is I've just kind of taken a tarot card that just kind of represents, it may look like them, or it may represent them, or kind of correspond to them in some way. And then I've just taken a white label and given the character abilities down here at the bottom. So you roll a 5, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the character that you're going to use. Oh, look at that. That was literally the character that I was going to pick to use for today's game. This is the Witch Empress. Okay, so that's my character for the game, and then the rest of those cards obviously go to the side. You know, and the same thing with these cards. I rolled 2 3s, a 3 for each deck, so you'll go 1, 2, 3. That's your special ability, and one special ability, and 1, 2, 3, and that's your other special ability, which is a good one. I'll keep that one too. And then all these cards, they have kind of special functions. Like This one here, I don't have them written down on the card just because I know what they are, but this one here, card number 49, Soul Retrieval, pretty self-explanatory. It just means that you get an extra life. And down here, these 4 cards right here, they don't mean anything necessarily. They're just placeholders for all of your ability cards. So the first ability card, this one here in the Shaman deck, just goes in the first slot there. You keep that obviously turned up to let you know that you have this extra life now going through the game. Take the rest of the cards, put those aside, and then these other ability cards kind of give you really, really powerful abilities. Again, they're just repurposed tarot cards, but you can see, you got like this card right here, which is the Judgment tarot card, and its special ability is that it gives you 5 total rolls on one of the boss battles, right? So that's a good one to have. So I'll pick that one too. And then this one here, these ability cards. These last 2 blocks down here at the end are for your ability cards and your character cards. So one ability card goes here in the first slot right down here, and then you take this card right here, and it goes right in this block right here, so you can always see that you have that special ability for when you get to the boss battle. Put those aside, and then this is my character that I rolled. Again, everything is chance based, right? Like, you don't select what character you want to use. Every single thing you do in the game is a roll of the dice. You have to roll the dice. So the character that I've selected today, she's the Witch Empress. And as you can see there, I don't know if you guys can make that out, but again, the card here and the abilities, she has a +2, -2 on all the block battles, and I'll show you how that works once we get into the game. And she has 3 total rolls on the Luck Spirit blocks. So see, they're just special abilities to kind of assist you and help you through the game. And then your character card goes right here where this sticker is. So you have all your 2 abilities right here, and then your character card. And basically that is to show you guys, remind you of all the abilities that you have as you go throughout the game. So that's where these 2 dice come into play right here, this green one and the white sparkly one. I have a B and I have an L written right down here in this section, block battle and legend battles. And I completely forgot to tell you guys about the legend battles too. These legend battles here, down here, you have 5 stickers down here, all with corresponding numbers. And what these are utilized for is if you fail a block battle, your character goes to the legend battle, and then you roll again to see if you can beat the legend battles. And in case you guys are curious, yes, you can lose in this game. That's the whole, every time you play this, you're not going to win, right? Every single time. There will be plenty of times as you're playing this game that you will lose, and you have to start everything all over again. That's part of the dynamic of the game, is that there aren't automatic winners. You don't automatically win the game at the end. You can be at the 5th or 6th block right here and lose, and you have to start everything all over again. And also, even more heartbreaking, you could be somewhere down here and have to do a legend battle and lose, and you have to start all over again. Or even more heartbreaking than that, you could be at the last boss battle, the very last god battle down here, and lose this all the way at the end. It's like getting all the way to the Super Bowl and then losing, So, very, very interesting dynamic. So, my character has a +2, -2 on blocks. So what that means is that I'm going to use one of the dice. She doesn't have any abilities for the legends yet. That'll come later. But on the block, she has +2, -2. So what I do is I just take one of these dice right here, and I upturn the 2, so the 2 is up facing, and I put that under the block, the B at the bottom here, so I know that on my blocks, for the B for blocks, I have + and -2. Alright, so I put these dice down to the side because we don't use those anymore right now. And oh yeah, like I said, I have a lot of rare D&D dice here. So for the legend battles here, and this is kind of a new addition, like I said, I'm still play testing aspects of this. This is kind of new, but For the legend battles, I've decided to use a D30. This thing feels so weird. It's like twice the size of a regular of a D20. It's a massive dice. But this D30 is specifically used for your legend battles right here. Alright, so in my little box of wonders over there are the rest of my characters you guys can see in there, and these are the mini D&D figures, and some of these I've made my own custom additions to, like you can see the top of her staff there. I kind of repurposed a couple of items and painted it and made my own custom kind of pieces. Sometimes I repaint them and stuff like that to make them custom. So today we have the Witch Empress, kind of a cool female Empress or female wizard there, all dressed in white. She's really cool. And place that obviously on the first block, and we'll put those characters, the rest of the characters, away for now. Alright, so now we're ready to start the game. You have your character, you have everything set up. So the first thing you do is, like I said, each block corresponds to a card. So as you begin the game, you're going to select a card from the block the block cards, because obviously these are all the blocks. These are the luck spirits, the god battles, and the legend battles don't have any cards. They're just the roll of the dice. So starting off on the very first block, you pull a card from the block card right there, and then you put that down in this slot right here. Again, there's 4 slots right here: ability, block battles, legend battles, and boss battles, and those are just placeholders for the cards. So we drew number 7. This is card number 7. So you place that down in there. And for all numbers that are 20 and below, you use 1 D20. For all numbers that are 20 and higher, you use 2 D20s. So because obviously this is a 7, right, we're going to use 1 D20, and we're going to try to get, the first arrow here is pointing up, so this means we need to get above a 7. Alright? And we succeeded! Look at that. We got a 12 there, right? So you got above a 7, so that means you advance to the next block. And now every block is going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. You see that the arrows are always up, down, all the way over. So the next block, block number 2, is going to be a down arrow, right? So you select another card. Again, you're selecting one with each block, and that's card number 28. And so now, because obviously that's higher than 20, now you roll 2 D20s. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get below the number 28 because the arrow is pointing down. So we got 2 D20s here. Boom. And yeah, alright, awesome. So we failed that one. 17 and 13. Look at that, failing right off the bat. Obviously that is 30, which is not below 28, right? Which would be a problem normally, right? But we're playing with the Witch Empress, and guess what? She has +2, -2 on the block battles, which is indicated by the dice. So interestingly enough, because this is card number 28, and we rolled a 30, she has a +2, -2 ability. So that means what you get to do is you get to -2 off of the dice. So you roll a 30, -2 is 28. So that means that we get to advance. Normally you'd have to go to a legend battle and do a legend battle, but because of that +2, -2 ability, right, you just subtract 2 from your roll, and you got 28, which is the number of the card, so you get to advance onto the next block. And this is the nature of the entire game. That's what you do basically throughout the entire game. Every block you go to, you select a card number 32. So again, we roll 2 dice, and the arrow is pointing up, so we have to get above 32, which is going to be really hard to do. This is probably going to be a legend battle, but we'll see. Yeah, got 1 18, got 1 2, 20. There's no way that I can use my +2, -2 because it's way off, so now we go to the legend battles. And you don't have to physically move your character down here, you just have to pick up the D30, which is what you use, and make your way through the legend battles. Okay, so the legend battles, you have a fairy, you have a monster, you have an elemental, you have a warrior, and you have a wizard. For the fairy, you have to roll 11 or above. For the monster, you have to roll 13 or above. For the elemental battle, you have to roll a 3, 6, 9, 12, or a 20. For the warrior battle, you have to roll above a 15, and for the wizard battle, you have to roll above a 20. Alright, so whenever you have to start a legend battle, you just pick up your D30, and we're trying to get 11 or above. That wasn't a roll, I'm not going to count that. So 11 and above. Alright, 17. We got 17, so that means we don't have to go through any more legend battles. You beat the first one, which means you return to the block, and now you can proceed to the next block. Select a card, got number 26, arrows pointing down, so we have to get below 26. We're going to roll 2 d20s here. And we got a 7 and a 4, awesome, way below 26. We advance to the next block. Select another card. Ooh, number 30. All right, so 2 d20s again. Lots of high cards here. I actually don't know if I shuffled these. I probably should have shuffled these. Obviously, it goes without saying you shuffle all the cards before the game. And this is going to be a little tricky because the arrow is pointing up, so we have to give above 30. We have to get above 30 here. Interestingly enough, we rolled a 28. See, here's another example where the +2, -2 comes into play, right? The card is number 30. But I rolled a 28 right here on my 2 d20s, but I have that +2, -2. So here's an example where you add 2. You rolled a 28, but you can add 2 to that because of her ability, which gives you 30. So now we can move on to the next block. And select another card. Lots of high numbers. I probably didn't shuffle these. And this one's saying this arrow's pointing down, so we have to get below number 27. Again, you're rolling 2 d20s and trying to get below 27. And 19 and 18. Nothing we can do. Nothing we can do there. Unfortunately, it's way off and way above. So again, you're going down to the legend battles. Pick up your d30 and you're trying to get above an 11. Oh, look at that. 12. We just made it. Alright, and now you finally get to advance to a luck spirit block. Now, as you can see, all the luck spirit blocks, they have characters to them. Now, each character adds +1, adds plus a certain number, I should say, to all your block battles. So this little guy here, this little goblin character is the tree ent, I call him. +1, -1 to block battles. You have the Jumanji Mystic right here, which is kind of like an elephant battle mystic. I call him the Jumanji Mystic. He adds +2, -2 to the block battles. And then you have this guy right here, which is this big gnarly Beastmaster. He's like a really kind of, horned bull, a big horned bull with a badass cape and a badass mace and some awesome armor and everything. And that is the Beastmaster, and he adds +3, -3 to all your block battles. And the goal is, of course, is to get every character, so you have a huge party and you have the most ability you can as you move through the blocks. And obviously that plus and minus a certain number is going to help you move through the blocks. So when you get to the luck spirit blocks, all of the luck spirit blocks, you roll a d8. You have this kind of diamond-shaped d8 here. And this d8 is for all your rolls here on the luck spirit. And they also have specific cards. That's the middle stack up here. So once again, you'll go up here and you'll select a card from the luck spirit section. And so this luck spirit card, number 48, that goes in the luck spirit slot down here. Now, obviously you're not trying to roll a 48 because you can't roll a 48 with a d8. So what I've done is the number is 48, 4, 8. So what you have is you have two rolls. You have two chances to roll either a 4 or an 8. So you'll take your d8 and you're either trying to roll a 4 or an 8. You have two chances to do it. So let's see what our first roll is here. A 1 didn't make it. Okay, we have one more roll. And a 5. Okay, so we didn't make that. So what that means is that you have to advance to the next block without collecting your character, which means that you don't get that plus-minus ability, and you also don't collect 3 gems and 1 token, which is also corresponds to each of the block except for this one right here. The gems, you get 3 gems awarded for rolling a d20 with 1 d20, 2 d20s with 2 d20s, and then you also win them. You can win them through ability cards, but mostly they correspond to luck spirit blocks. With each one completed, you get 3 gems and 1 token. The tokens are used to skip your legend battles, and 3 gems is basically an extra life for your boss battles. So they're very, very important to have, and I'll show you why when you get to the boss battles. But unfortunately, we did not win that luck spirit battle, so we have to you progress without the character, without the gems, without the tokens, and you're back to the block. And what you do is you just go back to selecting cards. Alright, select our next block card, number 8. Alright, so number 8, finally a low number. So for this, again, it's below a 20, so you roll 1d20. You're only rolling 1 now, and we're trying to get below an 8. Oh, look at that! 8, perfect opportunity to show you guys another special feature of this game. If you roll an exact number, you get to collect a token. Another a chance for you. Again, if you roll a 20 with 1d20, you can collect 3 gems. If you roll 2 d20s with, as you're rolling 2 d20s, you collect 3 gems. And if you roll the exact number, either with 1 or 2 d20s, you can collect 1 token. And you just place that off to, you know, the side here. I have a little thing here. You guys can't see because it's above the camera, but this is where I collect all my gems at right there. So I got 1 token now, so this means that I can skip a legend battle. So I'll keep that off to the side, move to the next block, select the next block card. Oh, the dreaded number 1. Now, the low cards can be really troublesome. If you select a 1 and the arrow is pointing down, that means that you have to get the number 1 exactly, which can be really hard. But luckily for us, we landed on an up arrow here. So you know what that means? It means it's a given. You can basically just roll the dice. You know, you don't ever have to worry about it at all, because either you're going to get a 1 exactly, which will award you a token, or of course you're going to roll above a 1, you know, so it's a given. So sometimes it can really, really help you, and it's awesome, right? And sometimes it can really, really hurt you. So now we move on to the next block. All right, select another card. All right, we've got card 6 here, and now we have to get below a 6. We have to get below a 6. The arrow's pointing down, so 1d20. Oh, 17. Not even close. Not even close. All right, so now we move down to legend battles. Alright, so we have to get above an 11, an 11 or greater. Oh, 28. Yeah, I'm looking out today. And you'll notice that some aspects of it are fairly easy. I know that a lot of you guys are saying, well, above 11, above 13, above 15, you're rolling a d30. So the chances are that you're probably going to beat the very first legend battle, right? And it can work out like that, which gives the game some ease of play. But, you know, realistically, because you can lose and because you can have so many bad days with the game, it's good to have some easy aspects to it too, because it can actually be really difficult. I've played this game sometimes where I'm going through my legend battles, I get all the way to the wizard on more than one occasion, because, you know, you'd be surprised how often this D30 rolls only low numbers. You can have those days when you only roll low numbers that are going to be really detrimental. So it's always good to have a bit of ease to it. Alright, so now we've advanced to our next block right here. Select our next card. Alright, so this is card number 16, and the arrow's pointing up, so we have to give 1d20 and above a 16. Little bit tricky, little bit tricky. Ah, and we got 6. Again, you go back down to your legend battles again. You fail that. Alright, so now we have to get 11 or higher. And see, rolled an 8. Right, rolled an 8. So now you move on to the monster battle, and this is above a 13. Oh, look at that, see? Rolled an 11, right? Now I gotta go to the elemental battle. You see what I mean? I was just talking about that. So now this elemental battle here is 3, 6, 9, 12, or 20. So I have to get either 3, 6, 9, 12, or 20. Yep, number 7. This is not looking good, guys. Not looking good. I got 2 more chances left here. I mean, I have a token here, of course. I could have skipped this battle, but I'm trying to show you guys. And I'll use this if I fail my last battle, which you're not supposed to do, by the way. But you know, again, for purposes of playthrough. Okay, so now we're moving on to the warrior battle. This guy is above 15, so come on, high numbers. Come on, high numbers. Give me high numbers all game. Come on, come on. Oh, 30! Boom! We got it. Got a 30, guys. We're good. Alright, we can advance to the next block. Select our card. This is card number 36. Ooh, a high number. But the arrow is pointing down, so it should be pretty easy. It should be a given here. The arrow is pointing down, so we have to get below 36, rolling 2 d20s. Alright, yep, we got it. A 19 and a 5, way below. Awesome. Move to the next block. Select a card. Okay, this is card number 24. So again, 2 d20s. And we're on an up arrow, so we have to get above 24. Oh, check it out, guys. A 14 and a 10. 24 exactly. And so again, right, now I can, because I rolled an exact number, I can collect another Tolkien, put that over there. And now we've entered our next Luck Spirit battle, which is the Jumanji Mystic, which is my favorite of the Luck Spirit battles, so hopefully I get this dude. Alright, so now let's select our Luck Spirit card. I'm going to put that right here in the third slot. And this is Luck Spirit card number 61. So again, 2 chances to roll either a 6 or a 1. Picking up your d8 here, and we're going to try to roll a 6 or a 1. Oh, 8. Alright, one more chance to roll a 6 or a 1. Oh, yes! Got it! 1. Nice. Nice! Alright, so now, right, we have 2 characters. The Jumanji Mystic joins your party, essentially, right? Now you have 2 characters playing the board. And the Jumanji Mystic, what's so great about these guys is that they add, like I said, it's +1, +1, -1, +2, -2, +3, -3 right here for all of your block battles. So now what you do is it block battles or is it legend? You see what I'm still play testing this a little bit. I keep forgetting if it is. You know what? I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It is. I swear to God, I'm not changing something right now. I completely forgot. It's not just block battles. It's also legend battles. They add +2. Like for this guy right here specifically, he adds +2, -2 to your block battles and to your legend battles. So here's where you take your other spare dice right here. And now for your block battles, we already had +2. So now because he's got +2 on block battles, we're going to flip this around to the 4. So now you have +/-4 on your block battles, right? And now you have +/-2 on the legend battles. So you take your other dice and you flip that to number 2 and you put that under the L. And again, those are just indicators. They're indicating that you have +4 and -4 on your block battles, and over here it's indicating you have plus. It's just a plus on the legend battles, but you have +2 on the legend battles now. And of course, you can select 3 gems. Now I have 3 gems, 2, 3 gems, and 1 more Tolkien. And now I have 3 Tolkiens, so I'll be able to kind of breeze through, no matter what happens. Okay, we're on our next block. Select your next block card. Oh, the dreaded number 2. Oh, but luckily it's on an up arrow again, so it's pretty much a given. So, 1 d20 and we have to get above a 2. Obviously that's going to work, right? We rolled a 6, no problem. Move on to the next block. Select a card. Alright, this is card number 23. So we have to roll 2 d20s and get the arrows pointing down, so below number 23. And 21. Look at that. Awesome. Move on to the next block. Breezing through this one today. Card number 5, we have to give above a 5. Lots of easy numbers to show you guys today. Yeah, so we have to get above a 5. 1 d20. 16. Good. Move on to the next block. Select a card. This is card number 10. Okay, so we have to get below a 10. A little bit more tricky here. A little bit more tricky. Arrows pointing down. We got to get below a 10. 1 d20. Alright, so 17. See, and that doesn't help. That doesn't help because we can apply the -4 to the 17, right? But that only gives us 13, and the card is 10, so that doesn't work. So, and this is where you can take one of your characters if you want and move them down here, but you don't have to. You can just leave them there. And remember that we have +2 now on the legend battles because of the battle mystic. So we have to get an 11 or above, but we have that +2 ability also. Alright, 3. We rolled a 3. +2 ability doesn't help us, so move on to the monster battle, which is greater than 13. 16. Alright, we got it. Awesome. All right, and on to the next block. Select our next block card. All right, number 31, and this is going to be really tricky because the arrow is pointing up. It's number 31, so we have to get above 31. So 2 d20s. Oh, 12. Not even close. Again, plus minus 4 can't help us. Back to, oh, what am I doing here? I'm not even showing you guys the use of the Tolkiens. Again, if you fail a block battle, I would have had to do a legend battle just now, right? But I have these Tolkiens over here. All you have to do is pick up one of these Tolkiens, put them back in the treasure chest right here, and you can skip your legend battle. Move on to the next block. Take the next card. Card number 29. You have to roll 2 d20s, get below a 29. Arrows pointing down. Oh, a 1 and a 1, obviously way below 29. Awesome. All right, so now we've moved into our next Luck Spirit battle. All right, so with this Luck Spirit battle, I really hope we get this one because the Beastmaster right here adds plus minus 3 and plus 3 to the legend battles as well. So, you know, you really want a full party at this stage of the game so you can breeze through. So, let's see what we get. We're going to select our the Luck Spirit card, of course. Put that down here in the third slot. And we got card number 47. So this is 2 chances to roll a 4 or a 7. We'll pick up our D8 here. Oh, a 5. Alright, one more chance to roll a 4 or a 7. Oh! And see? Sometimes you get all of them, sometimes you only get one, and sometimes you'll get none. Sometimes you'll be flying through this game completely solo. But for now, unfortunately, we don't get to collect any gems and or tokens, which is kind of a big problem at this stage of the game because I only have 3 gems, which is one more extra life on the boss battles, unless of course we get this dragon coin. So now we're at a crucial stage of the game where, you know, this is a perfect example where you're almost predicting losing as you enter these 2 boss battles right here. But alright, so let's go. No abilities added, no gems, no tokens, so you know, it's a hard press game right now, but it is what it is. Right, so we selected our next card, that's number 25. 2 d20s, we have to get below a 25. And we rolled a 16 and a 19, so obviously the plus minus 4 doesn't help us, it's way off, so back to the legend battles. But I've got 2 tokens left here, so I'm just going to spend one of those, and we can move on to the next block. Alright, select the next card. Oh boy, 38. And the arrow is pointing up. So that means we have to get above a 38. We got that plus minus 4, so we'll see what's going on there. Okay, so this is above a 38 here. Oh, alright, a 12 and 18. Okay, yeah, that doesn't help us because that's 30, obviously. And the card is 38, plus 4 minus 4. Doesn't help us. We're back to the legend battle, but I got one last token. So there it is, and that's my last token. Now I can't skip anymore. On to the next block battle. Select our next block card. Alright, 19. So now we have to get below a 19. Again, 1 d20 and trying to get below a 19 should be pretty easy. 2. Alright, awesome. Move on to the next block battle. Select our next card. 34. Again, another troublesome one. We have to get above a 34 here. Above a 34. Oh, alright, yeah, a 12 and a 16. Obviously, so that's 28, and the plus minus 4 doesn't help us. We got no tokens left, so now we got to go back to the legend battle. So now we got to give above an 11. 26. All right, awesome. Move on to the next block. Select the next card. 14. We have to get below a 14. So 1 d20 below a 14. And a 5. Awesome. On to the next block. Select a card. 15. Alright, we have to get above a 15. 1 d20 above a 15. Oh, and it's a 1. Wah, wah, wah. Nothing's going to help us there. So, back to the legend battles. Alright, above 11. 29. Alright, doing good on the legend battles today. Alright, so now we have entered our next Luck Spirit block. Now this Luck Spirit block here is a little bit unique because unlike the other 3 blocks where you roll a D8, you have this D3 here sitting on this block. And what that D3 means is it corresponds to how many characters you have. That determines what your roll is going to be. So if you're flying through this game solo and you've only got 1 character, your main character, you're going to try to roll this D3 as a 1, and then you can collect the dragon coin. But because I have 2 characters, my goal is to roll a 2 on this dice, and then I can collect the dragon coin. Again, if you have this guy, you'd have 3 characters. If you have this guy, you have 4 characters. Now, if you have all the characters, obviously this only goes up to 3. So if you have all the characters, what you're going to do is collect the dragon coin automatically. And that's awesome, right? So again, the goal is to collect all the characters so that you have a full party by this point of the game, because then you can collect the dragon coin automatically. But because I only have 2 total characters, you're going to pick up your D3 and you're going to try to roll a 2 on this dice, and that'll allow you to collect the dragon coin. So wish me luck, guys. Ah. Alright. No luck. I rolled a 1. Alright. So, I don't get the dragon coin. This is a very, very abysmal game, and you guys are gonna see why in a minute. Why this is so detrimental. Although I do have this ability card here for the boss battle, so we'll see. So you don't collect the dragon coin. Okay, back to the block again. Select your block card. All right, number 17. Arrows pointing up, above 17. 1d20 above 17, and a 3. All right. And here comes all the bad luck. Alright, down to the legend battles. Pick up our D30 above 11. 18. Alright, at least I'm having some luck on the legend battles today. Alright, select our next card. Number 12. Alright, we have to get below a 12. So 1d20 below a 12. Oh! 12, exactly. So that means that I get to collect a total key, which will help with a legend battle. If I have to fight one, on to the next block. Card number 9. Okay, so we have to get above a 9. 1d20 above a 9. Oh, 11. Alright. Alright, on to the next block. Select the next card. Alright, 13. We have to get below a 13. 1d20 below a 13. Oh, 17. Oh, but here's a perfect example of your plus and minus ability, right? So I have plus and minus 4 on the block battles because of this character here, right? So I rolled a 17, right? So you take that 17 and you can minus 4, which gives you 13. So now you can complete. So you see how that comes into play? All the pluses and minuses, the more plus and minuses that you get applied to the block battles and the legend battles, the better chance you have of just breezing through the entire game. Because, you know, obviously if you're like plus 5 or plus 7, it's going to give you like all these advantages, you know, into rolling your numbers. You can basically roll anything, you know, you have a better chance of completing the block. So there's a perfect example of that. And now we're on to our very last block battle. Look at that, fitting, 20. Alright. So we have to get above a 20, and here is, of course, we're going to get one of the worst selections ever. The arrow is pointing up. That means that we have to get exactly a 20. Of course, we have the plus and minus abilities here, but if you didn't, you would have to get exactly 20. And again, because it's a 20, you still only roll 1 d20. So you have to get exactly 20. So we'll see if we can get some high numbers here so our plus and minus abilities can come into play a little bit. 7. Not even close. But I got one last token. Boom. Goes in the bank. And now we have entered our boss battles. So, for the boss battles, just like the Luck Spirit and the block battles, they have separate cards. 11, 22, 33, 44, and 55 are in here. So when you enter your... and then also they have the corresponding dice. They have a D5 right here, which corresponds only to the boss battles here. So when you get to these 2 blocks right here, there's one card. You're going to select one card for each block, and I'll show you how this works. You enter into the boss battles, you select a card from the boss battle slot right here, and that's card number 44. Now how this works is you have one chance. You pick up your D5, right? You have one chance, only one chance to roll a 4. So if you select card 55, 1 chance to roll a 5. You select card 11, you have 1 chance to roll a 1. Now how you get around that is sometimes you have ability cards here, which I have, which will apply to the boss battles, and you also have all the gems that you've collected along the way, or the gems that you're supposed to have collected along the way. I didn't collect any gems this time. Sometimes you can be in upwards of like 9 to 12 gems. Usually you have a lot of gems, but I didn't have that much luck this time, so I only have 3 gems. 3 gems equal 1 more chance on the boss battle. So you can see how detrimental that situation is, because now basically I don't have any chances. So my ability card that I selected at the beginning here, this gives me 5 total rolls for the first boss battle. Now that only applies to the first boss battle. You can't use this card again on the second one. It only applies to the first one. But luckily I have 5. So what that means is I have 6 total rolls, because I have 1 roll of the dice initially to see if I get the number, and then I have 5 rolls extra after that. And no, they don't carry over either. And then these 3 gems as another chance too. So I selected card 44. So for my initial roll, I have 1 chance to roll a 4. Boom, and I rolled a 1. So now I'm breaking into my ability cards. Now I have 5 rolls to try to get, I have 5 more rolls to try to get a 4. So hopefully I should be able to do it here. 3, that's 1 chance. Oh, another 1. Second chance. Uh-oh. Another 1. Third chance. I got 2 more rolls here. This is not looking good, guys. A 3. That's my 4th chance. Oh, come on. Oh, and a 5. Are you kidding me? And see, that's it. That's all of my chances. So now in order to roll again, right, now I got to use my 3 gems, and I only have 3 gems. So this only awards me 1 more chance. So you put those back in the bank, and now I just have 1 more chance to roll a 4, and I didn't do it. Bam! I got another 1, and right there at the end, I lost the game. It's over. Now you have to start all over again. You got all the way to the end, and you lost right at the boss battles. And like I said, normally they're a little bit easier. Normally you're collecting gems as you go along the way, whether it be through abilities or special dynamics about the game. Normally you'll have like 6, 9, sometimes 12 gems. You'll have the dragon coin, you'll have a special ability, so there's a lot more chances. But because I was unlucky, I played an kind of unlucky game for you guys today, I just lost right there at the end. Now it starts all over again. But because we're doing a playthrough, I'll just kind of show you how it works. We'll pretend that we didn't lose there. So let's say I roll a 4. Oh, there it is. Look at that. A 4 on the next roll, the very next roll. See that? That's what the game does to you, man. Winning and losing both have equal wisdom, I guess is the main concept of the game. So there, I just rolled a 4. So now that boss battle is over. So now you move on to the next boss battle. So you'll go back and you'll select another boss battle card, right? And this is card number 11. So this means you have 1 chance to roll a 1, obviously depending on how many gems and special abilities you have. Now, for the next battle, see if you can roll a 1. 1s have been lucky for me on this D5 today, so let's see how long it takes. So see, there it is. There's the 1 right there. 2 rolls in, and I got a 1. And if I had a couple of gems, see, I probably would have won that battle. Because you saw that the very first roll I did after I lost was 4, and then the second roll of the dice there was a 1. So it's like, you see, if I had more gems, I would have won that game. But unfortunately, bam, lost right there at the end. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. That's a playthrough of my game. And obviously, when you're done, you put everything back. It's just like a regular board game. You put everything back in its corresponding positions. Shuffle all of your cards, separate and shuffle all of your cards, put them back for a new game. And that's basically it, guys. That's my game. And basically, what I want people to understand about this game is that, it's a really, really fun game for a lot of different reasons. The main reason is that if I were to ever get this board game made professionally, the cool aspect about this is that because I built it myself, I thought it would be cool for other people to build it themselves too. Meaning that, obviously you're not getting a calendar whiteboard, but I would make something professional that kind of resembled this board. And then, so you buy the board and all of the stickers separate. and you and your friends or your family, whatever, you put it together yourselves, right? So if you have a big family, you have a family night, not just playing the game, but taking several weeks to actually create the game first. And maybe there's different stickers you can buy, and it's all customizable, different aspects of it are customizable. Really fun family activity, right? You build the game. And maybe it comes with something like this. This is another thing I thought of. A lot of you guys who follow me on Instagram know that I'm a lax model builder. And I built this out of I bought a bottle of sake online, and this came as a protection to the sake bottle. And it's just, because of its shape, I thought that kind of looks like a castle keep, so I decided to kind of like start carving into it. It's styrofoam, right? So I just decided to start carving it into a castle keep, and what I was thinking is that the game could come with accessories like this. Blank styrofoam pieces, again, you build it yourself, you carve it yourself, and maybe you can use it as like a container or something for putting your characters in, or building a town, right? Like putting like castle keeps and trees and rivers, and you can just like build your own board game, and you can build your own environment around the game. And the game comes with all that stuff. It comes with all that stuff separately, and you or your friends put it together by yourselves. So you have different levels of enjoying the game. The first level is that you're enjoying putting it together and piecing it together and customizing the board and the surroundings of the board yourselves. And then you can buy the characters, and you can customize the characters, you can paint the characters. Maybe the characters come blank until you paint them yourself, right? So you have fun building and designing the game yourself, and then you have fun playing the game, right? So it's kind of a cool concept, I thought. And then also, probably the most important feature of this game is that this is a great game for children to play, for kids to play. Mostly because, well, first because it gets the younger generation who can tend to be so caught up in video games and online activities and social media and electronics, right, that they forget the beauty of board games, right? Something fun like this can really get kids into board games to carry on that tradition of playing board games. And also, it's a great game for kids to play because it's all numbers oriented. So, I mean, literally everything you do is by a roll of the dice, right? So you're constantly adding and subtracting and becoming familiar and comfortable with numbers constantly throughout the game. It's one of those situations where the kids are absorbing all this information about numbers, but it doesn't really sink in that they're learning. It's not like they're at school or they're learning some tedious activity. They're having fun playing this game while all of this information about numbers is seeping into them, because you're constantly adding, constantly subtracting, constantly having to deal with numbers, and learning all these dynamics and interwoven features about numbers, basically. And you're becoming very comfortable with it and very familiar with the numbers. So I think it's just a great board game all around. It's really, really fun. It's super customizable. It's a great family activity. It's a great activity to play with a buzz on with your friends or something like that. Just to have a fun night with something that you built and customized yourself, and that you can have some basic fun with, because it's not complicated, it's not hard. And it's just cool. It's got a cool aesthetic, it's got cool characters, and I mean, everything is just awesome about this game. I mean, I designed this myself, but I'll tell you guys, every single weekend I am playing this game. Every Saturday, every Sunday, I sit down at least once or twice every weekend and sit down and play this game. I have, I'll have a beer or something like that. I'll get a buzz on and I'll play this by myself, because, you can play it with friends, maybe taking turns or something like that, or you can play it completely by yourself. It was really designed to be played solo in the first place. So I have a lot of fun with this on the weekends, and I can't see that fun going away. So I'm really proud of this game, and if any of you out there watching this know board game designers, or know maybe where I can get in contact with board game designers, or if any board game designers or companies themselves are watching this video and you want this game, you want to produce this game, by all means, that's my contact information right there. I'll put it somewhere up on the screen. You can email me. Let me know what your thoughts are on this game, because this is just next in line as my next creative project. This is just my next creative project. I'm always creating stuff like this. So if any board game designers are interested in this, you want to give me some tips, some tricks, you want to buy it, you want to produce it, you want to play it, you want to know more about it, whatever it is, give me an email, find me on social media, whatever. and we can talk more about this game. But yeah, guys, there it is. There's a playthrough of my game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this game. And if you want me to do more playthroughs in the future or something like that, or you have any advice or you have any notions, ideas, let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I put a lot of work into this. I'm really proud of it. It's awesome. I love it. And hopefully you guys too do also. So have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll see you guys back for the next video very soon.